Hi there, I'm Dr. Gregory Offer. I'm an EPSSC Career Acceleration Fellow here at Imperial College London. I'm an electrochemist, but I'm based in mechanical engineering, and I principally do research in fuel cells, batteries and supercapacitors. So I'm curious about science, about how things work, but then I'm also an engineer, so I'm curious about the engineering and how we actually make these things work in the real world. I always wanted to be a scientist from the age of 4. I also wanted to be a farmer and a doctor. So I've achieved one of those, although I do enjoy gardening in my spare time, and I married a doctor. My prediction would be that by 2030 the majority of all new vehicles are electrified in some form or another. That will probably be mostly hybrid, a significant chunk battery electric, the majority plug-in hybrids, and then probably 10 or 20% fuel cell vehicles. There are even quite some wild, outlandish options. So inductive charging is one of them. That is potential to make the battery electric vehicle the mainstream, where it would actually displace both the fuel cell and the combustion engine for long distance driving. It's really interesting when I look at the work that we do on powertrain development, on understanding the technology that powers the vehicle. I see all these competing technologies and we try and imagine, okay, which one wins? Actually, from our point of view, we're less concerned about that because we've identified that we need to do the fundamental science in order to understand them better. And 9 out of 10 of the scenarios that I can imagine require those technologies. Our ability to travel in developed countries is saturating. Our roads are full to capacity, and the only way that we can actually travel more is by building more roads or going faster. There's always been a link between transport and economic activity. It's surprising, but it's pretty much linear. So throughout human history, you look at all different economies, all different countries, all around the world. There seems to be a fundamental link between how much we travel and our economic activity. And it's where you can break the link between the requirement for an hour of a man's time and a unit of some form of economic activity. The agricultural revolution, the industrial revolution, the internet revolution, they all break that link in some way. So with the transport revolution, it's about autonomous vehicles breaking that link so that no longer do you actually have to be sat behind the wheel of the car in order for it to travel. So you can imagine vehicles can now drive themselves. So distribution systems don't need to have people driving the vehicles. When I look at it, it makes electrification even more important because it will massively increase demand for transport services, but it will also fundamentally change our way of life. In order to make a difference, in order to enable this to happen within 20 years, actually the work has to be done now. There's no shortcut. The automotive industry, it takes decades to scale up production. And once you've embedded a technology in production, you can't change it too much. So the technology that we're developing now in the next 5 to 10 years is going to be the technology that will be in the vehicles in 2030.